The really striking contrast, in a very positive way, I think, with Better Call Saul, is that all of these people in different ways are already hopeless. I was trying to think about what felt so different about the moral descent of characters on the show. Because this episode is very much about that.
Yeah.
About Kim's own equilibrium and the choices she makes and has made.
Barry Corbin's line, you will say anything to get what you want.
Boy, he was great.
Yeah.
Nacho's conversation with his father, which was also beautifully considered, written, staged, shot, etc. And the difference between this and Breaking Bad and why we still feel such intense connection and agony to these characters, even those whose fate is either already known or very clearly easy to predict. And I think the main difference is, and this is maybe also why this is a better show for right now than Breaking Bad was, one of the things about Breaking Bad, it's right there in the title, was the conceit of let's take a quote-unquote normal person and just move the frame, and how far would he tumble? And so I think there was a sense that there was a vicarious, like, quote-unquote normal people watching this. Oh, I could do this. Like, that's the road not taken. Right? And the really striking contrast, in a very positive way, I think, with Better Call Saul, is that all of these people in different ways are already hopeless.
Yeah, they're desperate. Yeah.
They come from marginalized backgrounds, or they come from poor backgrounds, or they are already trapped in a cycle, whether it's the cycle of the fridge guy who's taking the plea deal with a baby on the way, to try to get the best version of what is a very bleak and limited future, or it's Kim who desperately wants normalcy, the kind of normalcy that Walter White rejects, and was on a path to do it, but it's corroding her soul. Jimmy, the same thing with his family issues and his own relationship to money. And then certainly really powerfully, I think, I was appreciating in this episode, Nacho, his relationship with his father, the ways that he's gone about trying to impress his father / save his father / hide from his father. And when you think about these people as already being trapped, the pathos increases so much.
Yeah, we don't know about the end points. It's more just about, like, it's inescapable.
It's a very different kind of pathos, and it's a very different kind of empathy, I think, for characters. And I would say an even more insightful investigation of the American project than the first show was, in some ways. Certainly more in line with the way that those of us who maybe are more Walter White than we are Ignacio are investigating ourselves and our circumstance and what our floors and ceilings are.
Yeah, and especially if you kind of strip away the Jimmy Chuck stuff from the earlier seasons and you just focus on Kim for the sake of this conversation. She herself has an amazing Breaking Bad arc, you know what I mean? Where it's like clearly just wants to do good in the world. Has found that the working on Mesa Verde and working on these corporate accounts has just completely emptied her out. Her idea of a great day is to have a full slate of pro bono cases, and case by case, phone call by phone call, her resolve and her spirit and her will to kind of fight on is stripped away until she thinks that she's coming back for the halftime speech to this guy to tell him, I'm not like everybody else. I'm here to help you.
I'm good.
I know what it's like to be moved out of, at the middle of the night and stuff like that. And he's just like, fuck you. Fuck you for thinking that that's what's going to close this deal.
And what is the goal? What is the game? Who's playing the game and who's getting played? One of the things that they've always done so brilliantly in the way they've shot these two shows, thinking of them as a piece, is taken advantage of the fact that Albuquerque is a desert and they built a town on it. And so there's just these boxes on top of a place that maybe you shouldn't be there, but you are. And you think about her life, and now this episode went to great pains to show that she's driving an Audi now. She has a fancier car, so she's moving up. But she still lives in a metal box that's in a development with other metal boxes. And is the goal to move into a slightly bigger box? And then what? And then what? And then what? I feel like one of my favorite things about Breaking Bad was sometimes the smallest decisions, which was to give Walt that Pontiac Aztec as his car, which is maybe charitably the ugliest American car in
no free ads
40 years. And that was the same sort of like, I'm going to step outside your normal rules that Walt did. And there are these little steps along the way, whether it's realizing the banality of the car you're driving, or whether it's the moment in episode 3 when Saul is like pulls a number out of his ass of how much this is going to cost. And there's that pause, and was brilliant performance by Odenkirk, because as he's saying the number, you see the calculation on his face where he's gotten two numbers out and he realizes he could have gone bigger. It's nothing.
It's like $7,925. Yeah. Yeah.